Hi, what's up friends? It's Gak from Japan. It's Monday night. It's time for book reading. Today I'd like to read this book entitled Power Golf, written by Ben Hogan. I'm no golfer, but I find this book extremely fascinating, both from the standpoint of teaching someone how to do well, also from the standpoint of learning something new or improving on something that you do as a hobby. Today I'd like to read the introduction written by the author. It covers 4 pages. It'll probably take 5 minutes or so, so let's begin. Introduction. Contrary to anything you may have read on the subject, there is no such individual as a born golfer. Some have more natural ability than others, but they've all been made. What I'd like to do through the medium of this golf book is to improve your swing and cut a few strokes off your score. In order for me to accomplish this, you must be willing to do a little thinking and a lot of work. During the course of this book, I am going to make available to you the things I have learned about golf in the hours I have spent on the practice tee and in the tournament in which I have played. Developing a golf swing is not impossible. There are those who would have you believe that, but it is not so. However, in order to develop a golf swing, your thoughts must run in the right direction. Otherwise, it will be impossible. Perhaps you will understand me better when I say that when you grip a golf club to take your first swing at the golf ball, every natural instinct you employ to accomplish that objective is wrong. Absolutely wrong. Reverse every natural instinct you have and do just the opposite of what you're inclined to do, and you will probably come very close to having a perfect golf swing. However, every golfer, even the so-called natural player, learns the hard way. Some are just a little more fortunate than others in being able to learn a little quicker. That's all. My approach to golf in this book will be positive rather than negative. In other words, you will not read anything in this book which will make you self-conscious and frighten you by emphasizing all of the faults you can acquire in trying to develop a golf swing. While I'm approaching golf instruction from the positive rather than the negative side, I plan to tell you the whys and wherefores for everything I ask you to do. In that connection, I want to emphasize that there is a perfectly good reason for everything I do in playing golf. A reason arrived at by constant application of the trial and error method. Nor do I overemphasize my experiences along those lines. As you will be aware, after reading the chapter in this book on the evolution of my grip, there isn't a mistake I haven't made while trying to learn to play golf. I've been asked if I think a novice could learn to play golf from a book. Of course, the best way to learn to play golf is from a competent instructor. There's no denying that, but I am convinced that if you follow the suggestions that I make in this book closely and give them a lot of thought and attention when you're practicing and playing, they will help you cut down on your scores. How many strokes will be cut off your total depends upon you as an individual. Golf scores, however, are relative. In my opinion, The greatest rounds of golf are not shot by the tournament professionals and hotshot amateurs, but by the 85 through 90 shooters. That may seem like an exaggerated statement, but I honestly believe it to be true, and I tell you why. The lowest score ever made by a professional in competition is 62. Several of us are co-holders of that record. I have shot 2 rounds of 62, one at Oakland, California, and another at Chicago, Illinois. Walter Hagen, Lawson Little, Byron Nelson, and Jimmy Demeret, Jim Ferrier, and Herman Kaiser are the other professionals who have had 62s in competition. Anytime you can shoot a 62, no matter how easy the course may be, that's great golf. But to my mind, anytime an 85 through 90 golfer shoots a 75, that's even greater golf. That is the equivalent of a professional shooting a 59. It is a fair comparison, because it is impossible for the 85 through 90 golfers to reach the green at half the holes in 2 strokes on most courses. When they do reach the green in 2, they have to take a wood club to do it, but we can accomplish the same thing with a short iron. Shooting at the green with a wood club gives them a much smaller target to shoot at than we have when we use an iron. That's because it is almost impossible for the 85 through 90 shooters to hit the green with a wood shot and still hold the ball on it. Whereas we can put plenty of bite on the ball with our short irons, and it stays on the green almost where we want it. It would discourage me if I had to play a golf course the way most 85 through 90 shooters have to play it. They know they have very little chance of staying on the greens, but they let fly at them with their wood clubs anyhow. They are hoping that the ball will stay on the green. If they are lucky enough to hit a straight shot, that is next to impossible even if they hit it straight, because the ball comes into the green off a wood club with lots of speed, with very little bite on it. As a contrast, we play the ball high or low according to the problem confronting us, and with plenty of bite on it. The way most golf courses are trapped, the 85 through 90 golfers have to shoot around a bunker from the tee. We don't give the ordinary bunker a thought because we can drive over most of them with no bother at all. My hat is off to the plus 85 shooters. Those are the fellows I want to help with this book. If they still retain their enthusiasm for the game, considering the way they have to play it, then they deserve any help I can give them. Bobby Jones once very aptly expressed what I think is the ideal philosophy behind the normal golfer's desire to play the game well when he said, "If golf is worth playing at all, it's worth playing right." Of course, this book isn't going to make another Jones out of you, but I think it might help to make you what I would describe as a social golfer. Someone once estimated that 90 is the dividing line between a golfer and a dub. If that is true, then only about 15 to 20% of those who play the game can accurately describe themselves as golfers. Fortunately, the percentage of those who think of themselves as golfers is much higher than that. If you have the idea that you can learn to play golf, then you have something to start with, and you will probably find the answer to a good many of your problems in this book. Ben Hogan. Well, sometime in the near future, I'd like to read chapter 1 entitled Evolution of the Hogan Grip. So that's all for tonight. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon with another book reading. Bye.